Hey everyone, I've got some exciting news I wanted to share with you, which is that I am planning another adventure in Greece this January, and I'd like to invite you to join me. I actually just got off a 3-hour phone call with my partner Aristotle, the archaeologist back in Greece, and I am bubbling with excitement about the itinerary we came up with because it is so awesome. The theme this time around is going to be the Persian Wars, that epic clash of civilizations that shook the world 2,500 years ago, and which we discussed way back in episode 7, by the way. Now, I know it's been a while since you've heard from me, and a lot of you have been messaging me, being like, yo, what happened to you? Life has been crazy. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but the podcast will resume. In fact, the next episode will be coming out later this month. So there's also that. But the big news for today is the upcoming tour. The 4th AGD experience will be happening this January the 3rd through the 11th. And if you decide to come, as usual, it's up to you to get to Athens by the 3rd and to arrange how you get home after the 11th. But everything in between is taken care of by yours truly. And we will be hitting up all the major focal points of the Greco-Persian Wars, as well as a wide variety of other incredible ancient sites. I'm really stoked about the itinerary. This is actually the draft I was scribbling as we were on the phone, but the full thing should be up at grecepodcast.com/tour4, that's number 4, by the time this announcement comes out. So why the Persian Wars? Well, quite simply because the Persian Wars, I think, represent the most decisive moment in ancient Greek history. This massive conflict was the crucible that forged the Greek civilization that we know today. The civilization that produced democracy, tragedy, political theory, philosophy, even history writing itself. I don't think we would have gotten the flourishing of all those things to the extent we did without the Persian Wars. So you don't have to be a military history buff to be interested in this tour. I'm not. And besides, like on all my tours, it's not only going to be focused on the overarching theme. There's plenty of other stuff too. We'll be hitting up sites from the full gamut of ancient Greek history, starting from the Bronze Age, Mycenaean period, through the classical, Hellenistic, Roman, even Byzantine and Ottoman periods. And all the while, there's going to be great food, a great time, fascinating people, and we'll all be partying together. If you want to get a visual sense of what these tours are like and hear reviews from actual participants, I highly recommend that you check out the video from the first tour. Click up here if you're watching this on YouTube, or check the show notes for a link if you're listening to the podcast. Now, I've been wanting to do a Persian Wars themed tour forever because while I've studied this period of history from the ancient texts quite a bit, I've never actually been to all of the places where the significant battles took place. And my partner Aristotle, besides being an eminent archaeologist, also happens to be a military history reenactor. So he's actually going to take us and walk us through these places and bring to life the battles that took place there. He'll be like, this is where the Spartans were camped here, and that's where the Persians were camped. And this is the only water source in the area, which the Persians managed to cut off by coming around this way, and then the Spartans had to go, hurry off that way to find some more water, and, et cetera, et cetera. He even brings a full set of hoplite armor that everybody gets to try on, and, you get a real visceral sense of what it was like to be in an ancient soldier's sandals marching around this territory. So it's going to be great. And besides the main sites for the Persian Wars, which of course include Marathon, Salamis, the Acropolis, Delphi, Thermopylae, Plataea, and Eretria on the island of Euboea, we will also, as I said, hit up other great sites, including ones that I've never actually seen before and are far off the beaten path of tourists, like the castle of Eretria, which is the only well-preserved, still intact fortification from the classical period, and it's way up in the mountains of Boeotia. Nobody goes there, but we're going to find a way. And we're also going to visit Eleusis, home of the ancient Athenian mystery cult, and many other sites, which, again, you can find the full itinerary at grecepodcast.com/tour4. That's number 4. To sum up, what do you get if you come on an AGD tour? Well, you get an immersive experience. From the moment you arrive in Greece to the moment we say goodbye 8 days later, you will be swept up in a whirlwind of sights, sounds, tastes, social interactions, new friendships, intellectual discussions, historical debates that often go far into the night, accompanied by wine around a fire, cultural activities, the best of what Greek has to offer, all curated for you by two people, me and Aristotle, who know an unhealthy amount of ancient Greek history and also who have a lot of knowledge about the modern country as well. And you get to experience all that with people who have a lot of common interests with you and are not the kind of people you meet in your normal life. Needless to say, the testimonies from previous tours have all been enthusiastic, without exception. On every tour, some people have even come to me and said this was a life-changing experience. And honestly, it's been life-changing for me too, because I get to have the kinds of conversations and even discoveries, both archaeological and philosophical, that I don't get in my normal life. So it's just an awesome time. If you're interested in coming, shoot me an email at greacepodcast@gmail.com, and I will reply with additional information, including pricing. What I will say on that front is that this tour is less expensive than anything comparable that an agency can offer, because I do all the organizing myself, so there is no agency fee or other associated extra costs. Emailing me is, of course, non-committal. You can always change your mind later, but I've only got 24 spots, and they usually fill up fast, so don't wait. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you in Greece in January.
What'd you think of the trip, Charlie?
I have absolutely loved this trip. I was a little hesitant because I've never done a group tour before, but I am just incredibly in awe of not only Jack and Aristotle, the other tour guides we've had, but every single person on this trip is just so incredibly curious about so many different topics, not just ancient Greek history. And I've really enjoyed speaking with everyone about all sorts of different things, from epigenetics to, AI to ancient history. And we've really bonded, and it's just been an amazing experience. And Jack just did an outstanding job putting the tour together. I would definitely do it again.
Has this trip met your expectations?
I think it exceeded my expectations. Just the sheer amount of information and mind-blowing locations, and also the quality of the company. It's been a truly lovely group of people, and I truly feel like I've known them far longer than just this week.
What was your favorite part of the trip?
Getting to know everybody and sharing our interests and life stories and all of that stuff.
Would you recommend this trip?
Absolutely. Definitely. Most immersive podcast ever.
So, you came on this. What were your expectations?
So this is on? Okay. My name's Doug. I host a podcast called Literature and History, and I'm here in 2023 on Jack's Mountains and Oracles tour. We have been to Delphi, to Dodona, to Thermopylae, all over Athens. Here we are at the Theater of Dionysus. It's been a great trip, and I love Jack personally and as a podcaster, and I hope you'll come too and check out these tours.